when we put ourselves in a position of open-handedness, we no longer say, this is the way, this is mine, this is sacred, I can't lose this, I'm working towards this. We can still hold things as sacred, we can still hold things as valuable, but when we do so with open hands, we are no longer restricting and constricting the timing and our awareness. We are opening ourselves up to the course of divine timing. Today, our journey takes us to the doorway where we get to realize how to be inside of divine timing. A lot of times we'll hear things that sound like people telling us good advice, but we don't know how to take it. All things happen in God's timing, or everything happens in divine timing. Good things happen to those who wait. So there's this idea about something about waiting, there's something about timing that if we just access it, there's some type of a doorway that opens for us. But that advice that people give us is just so vague. It's cloaked in something that feels like good intentions, or maybe something that seems true, but I don't know what to do with someone trying to make me feel better by saying that, hey, good things come to those who wait. And today we're gonna answer the question, how do we be inside of divine timing? I'm Daniel Estevez. I make content for clear, conscious individuals who are tired of the same multiple choice options in their life, and they earnestly desire something deeper and new that takes them to a different level of consciousness that they've been living on. The key to being inside of the perfect timing, inside of divine timing, is a shift of your personal awareness and opening yourself up to the natural flow of how things go. Because divine timing is something that is higher than us, but we can open ourselves to let what needs to flow through us, in and out of us, what needs to go can flow. What shifts our perception of how we are in this present moment, and where we can be going and where we are going, is our positional realignment of our spirit. And I have 3 steps for us to do that. And the first one is, don't let your dreams and ideas become permanent fixtures in your life. Just because something was the way that it was, and it feels familiar, and maybe it's part of your routine, our positional realignment that opens us up to the flow that leads us to different aspects and different ways in which we can start to grow happens when we realign our position. When we take our hands from a closed position around whatever ideas and hopes and dreams that you have, and you're like, I'm working towards this, I'm going towards this. You don't have to let those things go, but instead, if you open your hands and you give permission for things to come and leave as they will. I want you to realize the difference between rejecting, I'm not gonna hold on to whatever this, I'm not gonna hold on to this anymore. I'm gonna let this dream go. I've failed too many times. We are not making that choice, but instead we are changing the position in our relationship towards whatever we hold as sacred or dear. And here's a little thing you can say. Just because it was the way, it doesn't have to stay. We change our position to open hands, emotionally and spiritually, and in this case, physically, because when we put ourselves in a position of open-handedness, we no longer say, this is the way, this is mine, this is sacred, I can't lose this, I'm working towards this. We can still hold things as sacred, we can still hold things as valuable, but when we do so with open hands, we are no longer restricting and constricting the timing and our awareness. We are opening ourselves up to the course of divine timing. That if it is the divine time for something that you have been holding on to go, having an open hand will allow that course of action to go, and something else will take its place. Something new, something better. But it's the position that changes the timing, not you. All you can do is say, if it was meant to stay, it will stay. And if it's meant to go, it will go. Your job is to do what's practical and sensible in this moment. Now, what does that mean? I inherited plants when I moved into this apartment. And what comes with plants is don't kill it. So make sure once a week you're watering all the 6 plants in the house. The practical steps that meet us in our daily life are our responsibility for us to fulfill. There's an aspect that when we start to engage the part of our brain that says, oh, I am going to step into divine timing, I'm going to open myself up to radical shifts and changes, we can neglect the small, necessary steps of our life. By opening ourselves to a vision of something higher and greater, what we have to remember is that divine timing respects those that respect themselves. Our job has always been to take faithful steps, one in front of the other. We just talked about opening ourselves in a positional way so that we have more opportunity and more a higher vibrational frequency that allows shifts and changes. But this is the laborsome realization that our job and our role is to be faithful in the minutia of life, in the steps of life, not not settling for a life of withdrawal or a life redacted from hoping and dreaming. No, but our job is to be faithful to the exact moment. Because what we want life to give us fruit. And fruit comes after the harvest. And harvest comes after being faithful in the small steps that guarantee that you're doing what you're supposed to do. You are being faithful in the small moments of life, and harvest follows that. So my encouragement here is, don't neglect the little things that call to you, that ask for you to complete them. Whatever that looks like. Right now, that's my room asking to be cleaned better. That's some dishes in my sink asking me, hey, show some intention here. There's little steps that call to you that are maybe even part of your normal routine, but honoring the little steps is the practice of being faithful to your path. And the last one is a directional perspective. How do we move? And the image that beckons out for us is Polaris, the North Star. The only fixture of hope amongst the dark sky that for countless centuries and millennia, sailors, navigators, people that needed direction would look to the North Star as a permanent fixture that could lead and give awareness and hope amongst a vast world that seems easy to get lost in. For me growing up, that was always Jesus, God, the Bible. But as I was transitioned out of Christianity, I still feel like I'm being drawn into a direction, yet I don't have those tangible church, the Bible, pastor. I don't have those spiritual reliabilities that I used to have, that I felt like that was guiding and directing me, but yet I still feel guided and directed. So what is it that draws us forward? What is it that leads us into the future, that brings forth clarity and new awareness? when we open ourselves, when we're faithful to moments, and when we look with direction towards the fixture that leads us amongst uncertainty. What is that thing? For me, I'm keenly aware that I am guided in my spirit, no matter what, by an unwavering desire to give love to others and to learn how to give love to myself. My highest form of my spirit is what leads me and guides me. And maybe that's something I learned through Christianity, having to navigate many dark waters and needing a North Star to guide me. But my call is to you. What is your guide? What is your direction? What is the thing that you look towards that leads you and gives you clarity, gives you awareness, gives you more love for yourself, gives you more love for others? Because if you don't have that, the answer is you do have that, but maybe you don't know what that is. And maybe the answer I gave doesn't feel like it resonates with you. That's okay. You are a divine being guided by love that resonates inside of you. And as you progress on your journey, you aren't necessarily aware that that's your makeup, that that's who you are, that that's what's happening. But the reality is, you, in your fullness, are truly led into the path of healing and love and light. We can get in the way of that process. And as all things are divine timing, even if we feel like we're outside of it. But where we can hope to change the process and become more in line with divine timing is the position we put our heart in. It's the position we put our hands in. It's the faithfulness to the small actions in our life. Whatever that is for you, don't ignore the small things that are calling out to you. And follow your earnest North Star. I can't tell you what that is. I can help you figure it out. I'm an intuitive and a life coach. Pick your favorite. I would love to sit with you and help you divine the source of your guidance and help you realize how to find it better. It would be my delight and my joy. And with all things, with respect to where we are going, that which draws us leads us. We are being led to where we are being drawn. And we are graciously thankful for the beautiful energy in the universe that leads us to love and light. If you're interested in sitting down and talking with me more, I would love to do that with you as well. There's a link in the description. I'm a life coach, but I'm also an intuitive. I can sit with you, I can chat with you, and we can find some true depths in your spirit. Please like, comment, and subscribe, and I look forward to hearing back from you guys. All right, take care, bless.